hunt a great player. Don't hunt don't try to, have a bleeder to the opposite field. Try to rip a shot in the gap. Try to hit one out of the park. Try to go for the home run. I mean, be safe. Don't be crazy. Like, I don't know if I can go Max Ianicher because of just how raw he is, but I mean, to me, Omar Cooper is too conservative of a selection.
Huh.
Give me your thoughts on wide receiver. I think if they get a wide receiver, it almost better mean that they're going to trade a wide receiver. Otherwise, they're going to cut a wide receiver.
Yeah, so I would not draft Jordan Tyson at all. I think the injuries are too severe. This team can't afford to have a first-round draft pick not play this year or at all. With this training staff, with whatever else is going on there at Levi's, I don't want to draft players coming off of or have had chronic injuries unless it's in round 4 or late on day 3. That's fine. You can reach then. However, while I agree, edge, especially pairing somebody with Michael, is a much bigger need than a wide receiver, knowing who you signed this offseason, you could also say that I don't really care about Jacob Cowan. I don't really care about Jordan Watkins. If you can't get on the field, that's your fault, not the team's fault. If you can't find your way and
it was the team's
fault. Practice,
it was the team's fault they drafted him then.
Yes.
If you're drafting a guy in the 4th round and he can't get on the field, it is the team's fault. Right?
Sure, but that player obviously hasn't proven themselves enough to get on the field. Grendo had a time to start and he failed, right? Watkins couldn't get out there for a variety of reasons, whether justified or not. Cowling hasn't been healthy for the last 2 years.
We can't absolve the organization of picking of picking the wrong guys. Yes, it's on the players. Ultimately, it's on the players individually, but it's also on the team. I mean, that's why guys get fired.
Picking them. Sure, 100%. Yeah. But I also think that the Niners can't sit back and say, well, we took this guy in the 4th round last year and 2 years ago. Who cares? There's a better receiver on the board to quit. One, take him.
There's a time to quit on your guys, for sure. But is year 2 on Jordan Watkins the time to quit? I wouldn't quit on him.
No, but I think year 3 on Cowling, if he isn't out there or you don't believe in him, Grendo, who couldn't be a kick returner last year because he couldn't hold on to the football in year 3, who cares? Like, I'm not saying you have to running back. I'm just saying that at some point you have to be honest with yourself, and you don't give up on guys that are in the 1st round, 2nd or 3rd round. But we saw this team draft Jair Brown, Cam Latu, and Jake Moody. At some point, we all realize in year 2 of Jake Moody and year 1 of Cam Latu in his first training camp, this guy doesn't have it.
Yeah.
And so if you're in round 1 and you see a guy you like, it's a receiver, and let's say it's Omar Cooper Jr., or let's say it's Denzel Boston, you don't have your receiving core that you believe in for more than 1 year. It's Pearsall, and that's basically it signed past this year, unless you believe in Watkins and Cowling. It's Mike Evans for 1 year. He's 34 years old this year. It's Christian Kirk, who really has not been able to be healthy his entire career. So if you see somebody you like, grab them. There's no promise Watkins ever plays or Cowling ever plays, and that can be the team's fault. But if there is a dynamic receiver in the 1st round at pick 27 or somewhere in there, and you believe they can play for you, day 1, you take the guy. Now, I would prefer trading back into round 2, getting some more picks and finding your receiver there, or knowing that there is a large crop of receivers you can buy into at pick 58, take your edge rusher at 27 and just bank on a guy you like being there in round 2. That's what I would do. That's my opinion. But I would not be shocked if Kyle Shanahan says, if my guy's there at 27, we're taking him, because I need my quarterback to have playmakers alongside him.
The guy that I really like more than the guys, like, this receiver thing. It's funny. It's funny how people are. It's like, if you ever do sales, people always equate value to the price they pay versus the first price they heard. Right. Well, you know what? This car's $28,000, but you're getting it for 20. Whoa, I got a great deal. It's amazing. Look at what I paid. You know how much the car cost? You know how much I paid? You've seen people with their houses like that. They were asking $650, but I offered them $540, and they took it. I mean, it's like, all right.
They also started high for a reason.
Right. So, but that's how we equate to value, is like the first number you hear, and the same thing in this draft season. It's the exact same thing. Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app. And the reason I like it, it's really simple. You're just picking more or less on player stats or even game outcomes, building your lineup, and you are in. No complicated stuff, just what you think is going to happen in the game and what it's going to happen in the future. You could use code HMA, play $5, and get $50 in lineups instantly. Link is in the description. It's like the old saying, if your premise is wrong, your conclusion by definition is wrong. So the premise, the draft is so popular and the mock drafts are so prevalent that anybody who's mocked outside of a certain area, the masses are just like convinced they're not as good. Like convinced. I mean, utterly like I was saying, hey, you know what? I think Chris Bell's better than these guys. You know, some of these other receivers. People are like, no way, man. He's projected to go in the 3rd round. You know, it's like, okay, calm the fuck down. All right. So is Terrell Owens, who's like one of the greatest receivers in the history of football. He also was projected to go in the 3rd round and did. Does that mean that he was worse than the receivers? I mean, we could look up the TO draft, and I almost guarantee you there's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6 receivers that were drafted in rounds 1 and 2 in that draft over TO that aren't a zit on TO's ass as receivers. So everybody just pump the brakes on this. I get it. You know, these guys are ranked, right? Mel Kiper ranks them. Dane Brugler ranks them. CBS Sports ranks them. ESPN's. Everybody's going to rank them. But then they're going to play, right? And just because you're ranked in, the 10th wide receiver doesn't mean that the 9 guys picked in front of you are going to be worse than you.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Chris Bell, and I watched him a ton. Chris Bell, and I think Brugler's got Chris Bell nailed absolutely perfect. 3-year starter at Louisville, outside receiver in Jeff Brom's spread scheme, late bloomer in high school. He passes the eyeball test with his size and acceleration, displays the versatility to be both a bully possession target and a run after the catch weapon, which is exactly what I see. Dane Brugler says Chris Bell is still rough around the edges in several areas, but he is big, strong, and explosive, and it's hard to find those guys, especially with Bell's receiving talent. An ACL injury complicates his draft grade, but he earned an NFL starter projection when healthy. He's earned that. But if you talk about the strengths, and I think that this is, to me, what I see. Sometimes you'll see scouting reports, you're like, man, this guy totally nailed it. I think he totally nailed it on Chris Bell. This is what he says. Looks the part, large muscular frame, proportioned build, outstanding body control, play strength to make difficult catches. Big body makes it tough for defenders to go through him. 12.7% of his routes were slants, 3rd highest rate in the FBS. What do the Niners love to run? The slant. Now, here's where it really is, I think, what I see on film with this kid. Rare acceleration for a player his size. That's what I see.
Isn't he 6'2", 220 pounds? He's a big guy.
6'2", 220, 225 in that range. And he's all the highlights, he's running away. It's like Jerry Rice. Yeah, he's slow. Really? All the highlights where he's running away. T.O. T.O. can't run. T.O. was one of the best run after the catch receivers in the history of football.